if you're tuning in, I'd love you to tell me whether you or someone you know has ever been affected in a negative way by porn. And I want you to stay tuned in, because if you know someone, or if you are someone that actually struggling with that, with porn addiction, and you don't really feel it's something that is fulfilling you, and you would rather get rid of that and maybe concentrate your energy towards something else, and if it's taking over your life, I'd like to give you a solution at the end of this video that is very simple, and that you can start taking action today, by helping yourself to overcome this, because I think it is a very, very big problem. So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in live, so tell me where you're tuning in from. If you're watching a replay, give me #replay so I can know if you're watching a replay. It's always fun for me to see. So just to give you a little of a inside story why I wanted to talk about this. So if you don't know me, my name is Ieva, and I am, as you can tell from my sexy accent, I'm not a native English speaker. So my mother tongue is Lithuanian, and so sometimes in the UK I assist as an interpreter. So I would go to, I would be at the court and I would translate. So currently I'm working on this murder case, and it's been taking forever. I've been stuck there for more than a month. That was not my initial plan, because I want to concentrate on this. I don't want to do too much of that. Anyway, I'm working on this murder case. Hi Glenn. And it's a very big case. There are a lot of people there, 7 co-defendants. It's the question of someone staying in prison for 20 years or even longer. Hi Johnny. So it's a big deal. And one of the interpreters, most of the interpreters that I usually work with are women. However, one of the Lithuanian interpreters, he's a man. Now I met him just a month ago, and he's well dressed. He's I would say he's good looking, maybe not kind of my my taste or whatever, not that I have a type or something, a little maybe, but he's all right. He's a good looking guy. He's tall, and he's well articulated. He knows how to dress. He smells nice. So hi Michael. So it's all good with him. However, from the very first day that we were in the dock, so I don't know if you are familiar with courts and how it works, but so the dock is a place where defendants would sit, and because they require interpreters, so we would sit next to them. So at that dock, I realized that he's very kind of restless, always restless. And on the first day, what I actually thought that he was on coke, because he's just always jumping, and I was like, what is with this guy? Something is off with him. He's just always. And then what I've noticed was that every single time a woman would enter the courtroom, especially if she's maybe dressed in a bit of she's wearing maybe a dress, or you can see a bit of her legs, or maybe she's wearing a skirt that shows her body, or maybe a slightly cut top, anything, he would just be he would lose his attention of what's happening and what the barristers are saying, and he would concentrate on that. So every single time a woman would enter the room, he would pay attention to that, and I was just watching him, and I thought, that is very interesting. And if you know me, if you ever spend some time with me, I'm a very, what's the word, my attention to detail is quite great, and I notice things around me. I'm very aware what's happening. So I'm someone, I watch people, and of course with what I do, with relationship and dating, unconventional. What is with this guy? And then during one of the breaks, I was eating my banana. So I took my banana from my bag, and I was holding my banana like this, just like this. I don't know, it was quite a big banana, and I peeled the banana and I put it in my mouth, and I'm eating my banana. And he is looking at me and he is like, ooh, you really ooh, Tris is saying you can't hear me speak. Is that just Tris or are there someone else? Can you hear what I'm saying? Tris, you're saying you can't hear me. Johnny, I guess you can hear what I'm saying, right? Yeah, okay. So let me know if you can't hear me, because, there's no point. So anyway, I'm eating my banana, and he's like, oh, you're really holding that banana tightly. You really know what you're doing with that banana. And then I could feel, how this is making me a bit uncomfortable, and I was just, and I'm not someone, that gets uncomfortable, because it's just like, yeah, just a guy like saying inappropriate stuff, but he, and I took another bite, and he kept on making those comments, about me eating that banana and how I was holding that banana and things like that. And I was just thinking, so let me know, what do you think? Do you think this is appropriate? You are in an environment that is I know I was holding my hand there, so I think that was covering the sound. So do you think this is appropriate? You are in a legal environment, and there are I don't know, almost 20 barristers in the room. There are all kinds of things happening, 12 jury members, then family members of defendants, all kinds of people there, and he's making comments like that. So I was thinking, you are lucky that this is not some sort of office, because and that you said that to me, because another person could be really offended and he could get into so much trouble. Because if you are watching this, and if you're working ever in like an office environment, or like an environment, where are other people and where they have the HR department, so if you're doing something like that, you could get into a lot of trouble. And I could see how every single time there is a woman around that is maybe wearing something a bit like body hugging, he would, just like drool on some defendant's wives, and he is giving his and you name it, he just kept on doing this. And I could always see, that his eyes, he's just always looking for something like that. He's always looking for something, that everything around him, every little small thing is like related to porn and sex, and I was just like, wow, this must be really painful for you. He strikes me as someone that spends hours watching porn, and it is very frustrating, because if you come home and this is what you do, and it's just, it takes so much of your energy and time, and it can be, completely consuming. So if you're someone that, is going through that, and maybe you find yourself, that you're watching porn more often than you should, then, there is a solution for you. So I know, I had a client that told me he had to contact his broadband provider, and he had to tell them to block him from these sites because it was consuming his life. He actually stopped going to work because he couldn't just help himself. He would watch porn all the time. And if you do that, or if you know someone that does it, I know it's not something you would talk about with your friend. You wouldn't say hi mate, you're alright, watching football, and then saying, I think I have a porn addiction. It's just not something that you would talk about, because it is such a big problem. And when you do that,
there is so much shame around it and so much guilt and other things. It's a very big problem. I know, this guy I was working with him, and he said, well, I've kind of reduced the hours that I would spend watching it. And he said that made me really good, and they made me feel really good. And I would go out, and he said I could feel, how even women are interacting with me in a different way. And then he came back, to that pattern again. And he told me, he's like, the day that I started watching porn again, I could see when I'm going out, women are looking at me in a different way, and they're interacting with me in a different way. But it's all just in your head. It's all in your head because, there is so much shame and guilt around it that you feel like everyone actually knows that you are into this. But it's not like that, people don't know that, but you are the biggest judge when it comes to yourself and your actions. So you are the one, that's really struggling and is in so much pain because this is taking over your life. You know yourself when you do that you could be doing better things with your life, and you know how it is affecting you, and you know how it is forming your image when it comes to women around you, when it comes to sex, when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to self-image, and how you look at yourself as a man. So it's a very, very big problem. Now, I would like you, if you're someone that struggles with that, there's one thing you can start doing from today. So now imagine if you watch every single day, let's say 2 or 3 hours of porn. That's not like it's a normal number from what I know for someone that struggles with that. Now, I'm not saying, that cutting that out is going to be something that you can do. It's like, let's say you are obese, and if someone tells you, from now on you only have to eat very healthy food, only lettuce and nothing else, that's probably not going to work. But if you can just reduce, if you can from today on, if you can reduce, that number of hours and number of videos that you watch, that can help you so much. So let's say if you decide, okay, so now I spend all this time doing this and watching porn, and this is really consuming my life, and really, it's making me feel so shitty, because if you're struggling with that does make you feel shitty. So if from this day on, instead of, spending hours, you could just maybe watch 2 videos. Yeah, watch 2 videos, and after that time, maybe you can go for the next 30 days just watching 2 videos a day. After that, you can do other 30 days just watching 1 video a day, and then next thing you know, you won't watch it at all, and maybe you'll just watch few videos a month or something. So it's not, something that is consuming your life and that you're doing all the time, and that is making you just feel so bad about yourself. So let me know, do you think that would help you? Because I know this is also something that a lot of where in your late teens or in your early 20s, this is something that a lot of men struggle with, but also it's something that even those that are in their 40s or 50s struggle with. So it has nothing to do, with your age, with your sort of, what kind of things you do in life, how successful you are, whatever that is, it could be affecting anyone. So you have to look around at the men around you and some of your friends, mates or whatever, and few of those will be going through that, because it is, it's a very big problem. So let me know, if you know, tell me in the comments if you know someone that's ever been affected by that, and if this is, or maybe you are brave enough to tell me, if this has been a problem that you've been going through. Because sometimes all you need to do is someone that you can be accountable to. So if you feel that I myself could support you, I'm not, of course, gonna come to your place, and block your browsing history and handcuff you to the chair to make sure that you don't watch any videos. I don't know why I gave an example like that, but if you feel, that I could support you as, for that accountability, and that I could put you like what are the actions in the next 30 days that you can do, and how you work on yourself, because this is also, it's the there is something else, inside of you, something else that is the reason why you're actually doing this and why you're watching this, and why it's not the, I don't know, not the cooking channels that you're watching, but porn channels. So there must be a reason for that, and it's somewhere very deep in you. So I'd love, to help you to find that. And if you feel like I'm the right person to support you, let me know. You can either comment here or send me a private message. Porn addiction is not a funny thing, and I think it's very painful. So if you know someone that is going through that, or maybe you are yourself, that's going through that, and it's stopping you in life in a lot of different areas of your life, and it's getting out of your hands, and you don't know how to to deal with that. Hi Hassan. And if you feel like I could help you, please, get in touch with me, and I'd love to help you. Now, if you're watching this and you're struggling with that and you are not going to contact me, I just would like to tell you that if you start from today, instead of spending hours watching porn videos, and if you just watch 2 videos a day, that will make you feel so much better, and you will see, how in overall you feel less guilt, you feel less shame, and you actually using that time to do something else. So think of the project, maybe there is a hobby, maybe there is something that you wanted to do for a really long time, so put that energy towards that. So really, I'd love to encourage you to do this. Now, if this has been helpful, let me know, and give me some hearts, like, comment, and share. Always makes me happy. Anyway, sending you lots of love. Look after yourself, and bye.